It's a orange juice.
Hey everyone, this is Yarn from Orange Juice. Elixir Collectors and Spawners are passive buildings that allow you to build an Elixir advantage over time. A direct advantage is gained over time with an Elixir Collector. An indirect advantage is banking Elixir by planting a spawner on the map. Using a pump forces your opponent to address it, otherwise if it's left ignored, they risk being at an Elixir disadvantage. This advantage allows you to punish them with high-cost combos or rapid cycle cards. Placement of the pump is critical at being able to pump up effectively. Placing the pump behind your arena tower is good against decks that don't have miner. It's also a very good placement if they have poison. Planting it in the back limits the range they can poison your side of the map. It gives you more options to place your defending troops without being captured by poison. Always plant the Elixir Collector near the tower with higher health. This can force your opponent to attack the other side. If your opponent ignores it, you'll be able to passively build for a stronger push. When planting it beside the King's Tower, the most likely positions the miner is coming from will either be here or here. Planting your defending card here is best to counter the two most likely miner positions. This is the miner gamble position. If the miner is planted here and you leave him alone, he'll activate the King's Tower. If a miner is planted on any of these positions, and you want to push the other side with the musketeer, she has the range to take out the miner. This placement is good at protecting the pump from the miner. He'll be targeted by both towers. Rocket won't be able to target both the Crown Tower and Elixir Collector. But this position is vulnerable to poison. It allows your opponent to poison your pump, tower, and front of field to support their push. The Elixir Pump can allow you to double pull cards that target buildings. If the Elixir Collector was low on health, you don't lose much Elixir. You also gain an opportunity to manipulate your opponent's unit to activate your King's Tower early. This doesn't work if your Elixir Pump is one tile in the other lane. If you're in a pinch, you can use them to distract or pull units away from your tower. Knowing when to pump is critical for great pump play. If you're at an Elixir advantage, or you know your opponent's counter to your pump is out of rotation, it's a good time to pump. You shouldn't pump if you don't have any units to defend. Generally, after a huge positive Elixir trade, it's safe to pump up. Shoutout to M Racing for discovering you can counter triple musketeers with guards and ice spirits. Spells are another common way to deal with a collector. However, it can leave you with an elixir or card disadvantage if that's your only way to attack the pump. Miners are a direct counter to the pump for a positive elixir trade if you have one. Be mindful to always switch up your placement so it's harder to counter your miner. Spawner cards are a great way to get constant pressure onto a lane. Your opponent will need to address the spawner, or face chip damage dealt to their tower. You can also use spawners to apply pressure to both lanes simultaneously. They can be difficult to deal with if you don't have the correct cards in your deck. Splash units such as Bomber do well against spawner decks. Like the Elixir Pump, placement is key when using spawner type cards. To pressure a certain lane, you'll want to plant your spawner in the middle and offset it towards the lane you want to pressure. If you have one spawner in the lane, and you're able to cycle to a second one, you should place the second one behind the Crown Tower so they don't easily get countered by spells. Poison and lightning are your greatest enemies. The Tombstone can be used like a defensive structure. In most cases, you can treat the Tombstone like you would a cannon. For example, you can pull a giant with a maximum distance using a 4-3 plant. It's great for distracting single target units, slowing down their push so you can mount your defense. Each mortar attack is very slow, but strong. A single skeleton can distract the mortar. The skeleton spawns are also amazing at absorbing sparky blasts. It's also great at distracting the princess. You can also perform a surprise defensive tombstone by placing it directly under the enemy. By doing this, you can push the unit out of range and also surround them with the skeletons that spawn. You can even push back the royal giant with a tombstone. You can't even do that with a cannon. Or it can simply be used to force a musketeer to retarget for a positive elixir trade. If you couldn't plant the tombstone in time to pull the hog, it's effective as a clutch defense. Planting it last second, the spawned skeletons deal quite a bit of damage to the hog. Shoutout to Woody the Mortar Mauler from Reddit Alpha for these tips. Volunteering his time to help me compile the script for this video. For those of you who don't know him, he's one of the best mortar and tombstone players in the game. You can catch him on Twitch by following the link in the description below. Hope you enjoy his replay. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more quality OJ.